Good morning, good morning. Let's take a big breath in and reach it up. Hopefully you're warm and dry wherever you are. I mentioned weather because we just got a foot of snow overnight and my internet didn't want to connect this morning. So here's hoping it stays put for the next hour and we have a good workout together. Let's go the other way. Oh, good reminder. If you haven't set your fitness tracker, set it now. Okay, let's roll our shoulders. Snap, crackle, pop, roll them out. Take your elbows up as high as you want, lead. And let's do one shoulder at a time. Today is unilateral day. We're going to work one side at a time for the most part. Swing our arms. And we're going to play with our planks too. So it's not punitive, forcing you to plank. It's more exploratory. Think about it that way. I want everybody to be on the same page so that when I challenge us, we can all work together. And sometimes it just takes a little spurt of consistent effort to get over the hump where you can hold planks long enough and everything else becomes easy. So let this month be that month and we'll see how it goes. So Tuesday we did front planks. Let's do circles. Today we're going to do side planks. And I think as we build our time for both of those, we'll work them on both days. So we'll keep increasing the duration. Go the other way. Six, couple more. And some figure eights. Eight and reverse. And so I'm hoping you might be pleasantly surprised by what you find when you try to test yourself in your planks. We've been doing a lot of stuff that's building all those muscles. Let's come down to the knees. And the side plank in particular is super hard just because you don't have as many points of contact. It's reverse direction. Oh, my knees and my hips are cracking. Snap, crackle, pop. Circling out the ankles. Reverse direction, if you haven't already. And switch sides. And reverse. Stick our feet nice and wide. Big straddle. And sink down into a side lunge and over into another side lunge. Nice. Four, three, two, one. Come back to center, turn your toes out and your knees out. Sink down. Let's drop one shoulder down to the middle and the other. Legs are stationary. Thanks. And then we're going to sink down into that squat, push the knees back, and shift a little bit side to side. See if you can come down a little bit lower into that squat. Nice. And bring your hands down to the floor and we'll do 6 bottoms up. Stick it up to the ceiling and then bring it back down. 2, 3, sink it down, up for 4, 5, and 6. Let's bring your arms, hands onto your elbows. Just let your body weight hang and stretch out your back. And we'll go right and left with your elbows. 3, and 4, bring your hands onto your knees and roll it up. So let's play around with our planks a little bit. Keep warming up the body. We're gonna take a big breath in. Forward fold. Walk out to a plank. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and walk it back in. Big breath in. Exhale down. Walk it out. And walk it back. Bring it up. Big breath in. Last one we're going to do. Hold it down. Walking out. And then walk it back in. And roll it up. Okay, let's come down on the floor. And we're going to set up for a side plank hold. Today, I'm going to count you to 30 seconds because that's kind of the gold standard. If you can hold the side plank for 30 seconds, you're good for playing around with it. But I want to increase beyond that if we can. So every session, we're going to increase at least 5 seconds. So let's see where you are today and build on that for the rest of the month. So setting up for a side plank, you can be on your hand, you can be on your elbow, you can even be on an incline if you're insecure about doing this from your feet on the floor. This is going to be a little bit easier, maybe a little bit more doable is the nicer way to say it. I want you to be able to do this. So let's come into our side plank. You're going to stretch yourself straight so your knees are pushing back, hips are pushing forward. You're in a nice straight line. And we're going to hold for 30 seconds. That's 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 15 seconds. You're halfway there. Make sure you're not rolling forward, that you're perpendicular to the floor. 20. 25. And 30. Nice work. Come on down. If the floor is too challenging, there's no shame in using that incline. I want you to be able to do these things stretched out full length of your body. Okay, so elbow right underneath your shoulder. And we'll pop it up in 3, 2, 1. So if you're rolling forward like that, pull your shoulder back. 5. This is 10 seconds. 15. 20. Why does the side seem slower? 25. And 30. Maybe I counted wrong. So see where you were 30 seconds aside. We're going to build on that because it doesn't hurt to go more than 30 seconds aside. It just becomes a wee bit less functional. You build strength, but you're not building function. But we need the strength. So when we're working front plank, we're working mostly transversus abdominis, wraps around here. Side planks, we're working that plus your obliques with fewer points of support. That's why they're harder. Okay, so our exercise 2 that we're doing with this, we need a loop band. And an easy one to start. We can make it harder as we go. Just a little shoulder mobility drill. Make sure our shoulders are working pretty well. So you're going to take your hands wide enough that you have tension on the band. Okay, knees under your hips, doesn't matter. But we're in quadruped position. These are called wall clocks or floor clocks. So you're going to take your left hand, reach forward, 12 o'clock, out and back to 11, out and back to 10, to 9, to 8, 7, 6, and then work your way back up. So the movement is coming from your back. You should feel your shoulder blade moving. I'm going to do that one more time. 12, 11, 10. You might feel the area behind your shoulder getting a little bit tired. And that's what we want. 2, 3, And then place your left hand down. And I'll face you for this one, we'll do the right side. If you were doing the right side, let's switch to the left. So 12, 11, 10, arm is straight, you're not dragging it on the floor. Kind of crazy how tired this can make your arm feel, your shoulder feel. 4, 6. And let's do that again for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and back up. 6, 7, 8, 9. Good work. Roll your shoulders. Give yourself a little stretch. It's kind of our A's have become our movement prep for this month. Get the planks in, get some mobility work done. Oh, and happy shoulders. Okay, so for our B's, we have a bilateral exercise because I couldn't squeeze it into Tuesdays. So I think that's the only one, which is going to be an eccentric push-up, which is like our better push-ups. We're going to be lowering ourselves down to the floor, like so. Lower, 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 lower. The little pulse at the bottom, and then all the way down. So you don't need to come all the way up, but we're going to get used to pushing back up in that position. So absolutely from your toes rather than your knees. And if you need to use an incline, we're going to do the first set with the bench from an incline. You're going to set up in a plank just like you would on the floor. Lower, 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 lower. Pulse, lower, and release. You can drop your knees if you're using an incline. So we're going to go for about 10 of these. So that was 1, lower, 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 pulse, and lower. Rock back like you're doing a better push-up. Set up, lower, 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 pulse, down, drop your knees, and back. So listen to your body. 10 is the target. If you're not there, don't worry about it. Do what you can do. We have the whole month to build. A slow motion pulse at the bottom of a push-up is not easy. It's not like the explosive pulses that we did doing our W push-ups. We have 3 more. 2. It's fun. How'd those go? Let's take our hands behind our back. They're harder because they're slower. Ugh, so many ways to incorporate planks into our workouts this month. Stretch out the chest. Our next exercise is also on the floor. We're down on the floor if you weren't there. We need a medium strength band to go around your ankles. And we're going to come onto your side. So we can be all the way down. We can be relaxed. We're going to work on internal rotation for the hip. So we're going to take your leg up in parallel and rotate that knee down. But what am I doing? We're starting here, rotating up. Knee down, foot up. 3, 4. Keep the tension on the band. 9 and 10, and I think I need to go a wee bit heavier than the last time I tried to do this. Right, first week is for learning and exploring. Okay, so side 2, everything is stacked, hips are stacked, knees are stacked. You're going to bring your leg up So it's parallel. Turn that knee down. Lift that foot up against the band. Keep the tension on it. 5. 8, you should feel the work happening right in the hip joint. And rest. And our third exercise in our B's is a reverse lunge. Oh, sorry, we're doing 4. I added something. We need a 5-pound weight. And we're going to come back onto our hands and knees before we stand up. And the weight is going to get tucked right behind your knee. It can be a 3-pound weight. I'm not sure I go higher than a 5-pound weight right now, but it takes a little bit to get used to holding a weight there. So you're gonna have to pull your foot up a little bit. And we're gonna lift this leg up and pulse for 10. 3. 8. 9. 10. And we'll switch sides. Up for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. The legs should be feeling nice and warm. We're going to come up to standing, grab a pair of weights. We're doing a reverse lunge to a front leg extension. What else did I write? I have to check my notes. And this is going to build. We're going to hold the weights in our hands just now, get used to the legs. Next week, we'll start playing around with what the weights are doing. So we're going to start on one side, step back into a lunge, find your balance, step up, go to a straight leg. Feel that quad working, and step back down. 2, 3. Nice. If you need to hold on, hold on. Before we go to side 2, I'm going to suggest that you can use this as working on balance and not worry about building strength, or you can put one finger on something and hold the weight in one hand. It doesn't matter. Be offset, it's fine. Sometimes just having one finger on a wall or on a piece of furniture can give you enough stability and balance that you can work on building your strength on that one side. Okay, so your choice. Let's go for side 2. This is my wobbly side. So if you want to stay balanced, don't look at me. 2. 3. Nice. 6. 7. 8. Nice. Put the weights down. Shake out your hips. Some butt kicks or hip circles, whatever feels good right now. We'll take maybe a minute and then we'll go right back to it. You can grab a drink. My little room heats up so fast. Kind of crazy how much snow is coming down right now. I have to move my camera before the end of the workout so you can see what's happening out here. It's got a little white out. Okay, hip side to side. We're going to do those 4 exercises, excuse me, again. Starting with our eccentric push-ups. So last set, I did it incline. I'm going to do it on the floor this time. And you know, we're building our strength. If you can't get to 10, you can get to 4. If you can get to 6, that's good. We'll just keep building. Nobody's judging, nobody's comparing. And except for right now, most of the time when you get on the floor, I can't even see you. So you do you the best you can, and we'll all get stronger together. So setting up in a nice strong plank, squeeze the butt, brace the abs, lower, 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 pulse, all the way down, rock it back. Reset. Everything is tight, lower, lower, lower. Little pulse if you can. If you're not there yet, skip the pulse, just lower yourself. Not just core strength, this is also upper body. Pulse and down. 4. Whew. That's 5. Halfway through. 6. I hope when you heard we were doing push-ups, you didn't think we were going to do single arm push-ups. My last one. Lower, 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 pulse, hold, and come down. My pulses were getting smaller and smaller as I went along. Maybe yours were too. Hang on, child's pose for just a second. You go for a little bit heavier band. For doing the reverse clams that we were doing. See if I can get my hips to work just a little bit harder. So setting up. So feet are, imagine there's a wall behind you. Your butt and your feet would both be against the wall. So we're not tucked up like this. Feet are back. You bring your legs to parallel, lift up, and rotate that knee down. Keep tension on the band. Two more. Pivoting around. Side 2. Get your legs in the right position, bring your legs to parallel, push up just a little bit, and then bring that knee down. Your foot will go up. You've got tension on the band. And 10. Let's put the band away. Grab a light weight. So the weight's up to you. I'm choosing 5 for this first week. You want your knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. Everything is staying level. There's no shifting of your hips at all. We're just going to bring that leg up and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Up, 2, 3, 4. 8, 2 more. Good. Bring that weight down, bring your leg down. Let's come up to standing. Let's see if I can do this. One finger on the wall. We're going to build strength. So you're going to step back, up, and kick. Try to straighten your leg, squeeze that quad before you bend it again. 2. And notice how it feels different if you're adding a little bit of support for your balance this time. You can focus a little bit more on your strength. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to turn around unless you want to. You can turn around from one set to the next, but you can just stay in the exact same place and we'll switch sides. So down and up, 2, and squeeze. Nice. 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Nice work. You put the weight down if you're using one. Take your arms out. We have one more round before we move on. And do some butt kicks. A contraction and that straight leg to the front. It's a lot of work. Hip circles. Ooh. Let's take maybe another 20 seconds or so. We'll come back down on the floor. I'm going to grab a drink. Okay. So on the floor or on an incline, survival, you don't have to get to 10. I don't know if I'm going to get to 10 with these little pulse push-ups. So if you get to 4, be proud. You get to 6, be proud. If you can even get 1 out, be proud. These are hard. Ready, steady, go. Down, pulse, all the way down, rock back. Down, pulse, all the way down, and rock it back. Reset. 4, pulse. Reset. I'm gonna go for 3 more. Pulse, down. 2. And 1 more. Down, 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 pulse, and down. Ooh, that was getting really hard. Let's sit up. Stretch out your chest in the front of your shoulders. Swing your arms. And I'm gonna play around with the band I use, just to see what it feels like. This might be torture. It's a smaller band and it's a heavier band, but you can explore and experiment with it too. So let's come down on our sides. I can't lift my leg quite as high. We're gonna rotate down. Yes, it's a lot more work. You want to keep tension on the band. The light bands, it's really hard to keep a lot of tension on. Last one. Whew. Come on up and pivot. So my advice is play around with the bands you're using. Find one that feels right to you. If it feels too easy, try something that's a little bit, gives you a little bit more resistance. So let's go for 10. When I pull up with my top leg, my bottom leg is getting pulled up too. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Good gracious. Let's take those bands off. And let's find our weight. Your choice if you want to go lighter, if you want to go heavier, if you want to take the weight out of this part of the workout, set 3, your choice. We're going to set up in our quadruped position, hands and knees. Hips are level. And let's go for 10 pulses on each side. And switch legs. Make sure the weight is secure. Bend that leg, bring your foot up, and go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 3, 2, last one. Coming up. We have one last set of the lunge to the front kick. So we did 10 last set. Let's go for 8 this time. Okay. So stepping it back, up, squeeze that quad, bend your knee, and step it back. 2. Beautiful. Last one on this side. There we go. Shake it out. The leg that's not moving is working really hard. The leg that's moving is also working hard, but not as hard as that leg that's stabilizing. 2, 3, 4, and that's 8. Nice work. Bring the weights down. Whew. And shake it out. Grab a drink. Take a minute. We're going to do an upper body and then another lunge combination. So let's give your legs a chance to stretch. Ooh, maybe standing cat-cow. Stretch out the hamstrings, or even just a forward fold. Let all the tension go. And grab a drink. We're going to get going again in 30 seconds. Give yourself enough time to recover from this set for what's coming next. So our first exercise is feet wide, upright row to an overhead press. Second move is a curtsy lunge, or sorry, it's a forward lunge to a curtsy lunge. So we're working 2 different planes of motion. And our third is shoulder work. that we haven't done in forever, and we're coming back to it. We're gonna work shoulder strength on both sides. So for your upright row to the overhead press, you need one weight. We're gonna do one side at a time. Feet are wide. You're gonna come down to a little squat just to power that weight up, rotate, and press it up. Bring it down. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Use your booty to power it up. 6, 7, 8. We're gonna try for 10. Last one. Good. And let's switch sides. Okay, so reaching down, kind of close to where your knees are. Squeeze that booty to bring the weight up, and then rotate and lift. Three, nice. Halfway there, looks good. Last one. Whew. So when you power that move, pulling and lifting, squeezing the booty, the weight should be floating up. Power moves are good. Power moves build a really important component of fitness. Next set, we'll do it traditional. You're pulling it up and pushing it up. So pull and push. And then third set, you get your choice. Okay. Our forward lunge to our curtsy lunge. We're gonna do without weights unless you feel very confident. Maybe next set we'll add them. So we're gonna come forward, back, try not to touch down, and then curtsy. 2, we're gonna go for 8 on each side. 3. Make sure your leg is really crossing. You're going in that transverse plane. 5. 6. This is like lunge-a-palooza. Lots of lunges today. 8. Whew. Shake it out. And see if your other side is ready. Take your time, catch your breath. Okay, big breath in. Recenter yourself. Roll your shoulders, wiggle your hips. Let's go for side 2. So forward lunge to a curtsy. Not a sin if you need to touch your foot down in the middle. That's absolutely okay. We're building strength. With strength comes balance. And 8. And I can feel my legs getting a little wobbly. I bet you are too. That's another reason. It's not just balance. If your legs are tired and you need to touch your toes down in the middle, go for it. Okay. Third exercise. Working one side at a time takes time. I call this butterfly shoulders. For no reason, if you imagine you had a wing, one point would be there, one point would be there, one point would be there. So we're going to try to reach with our arms and weight for all 3 prominent parts of a butterfly wing. Maybe I'm imagining it, but we're going to go for light weights or no weights. You can make a fist and hold the tension. We're going to set up like we do for a row. We're going to pull our arm into the shoulder socket and we'll lift thumb up in a Y position, pinky up, out to a T position, and palm up to the back. So up with your thumb, Up with your pinky, back with your palm. Up, side, and back. I want you to think about keeping your arm as straight as you can and pulling with your back muscles. Back muscles, all the muscles around your shoulder blade are important, keeping your shoulders happy and healthy. Let's do 2 more sets. Up, out to the side with your pinky, back with your fist. Last round. This should be the back of your shoulder starting to feel pretty tired. Good. Let's switch sides. So my shoulder's dangling down. I'm going to pull my arm into the shoulder socket. I'm not necessarily retracting anything, but we're going to lift up with your thumb forward, pinky out to the side, thumb to the back. Thumb up, pinky out, thumb back. I want you to think about all those muscles in your back, helping everything move in towards your spine to lift your arm. 4. Thumb up, pinky side, arms nice and straight, palm back, thumb up, pinky side, palm back. Last set. Up, out to the side, and back. Nice work. So we haven't focused on those little muscles in a while. It's always interesting when you come back to them, how much you feel. So you might feel a lot stronger, it might feel easier than the last time we did it, God knows how many months ago. Or you might say, I feel stronger, but damn, I still feel it. And that's okay, we want you to feel it. Gotta get those muscles nice and strong. So we're gonna go give our shoulders just maybe another 30 seconds, and we'll go through this at least one more time. It takes longer to do unilateral workouts, so. And maybe just hold. Not too long of a static stretch. Just enough to give your shoulders some love. Tricep stretch. Keep your arms happy. Okay. And then we're going to grab our weight. So if you want to go heavier, the power move we did the first round really kind of adds that emphasis. And it's good for us, and we'll keep mixing it in there. If you're not sure what power is, reach out and we can work on it. But we can also do a traditional 1-arm row where you're just pulling the weight up the front of your body, bringing your elbow down and rotating, and then lifting up. So 2, we're going to go for 8 on each side, or I guess we did 10. Let's do 10. 3. So it feels very different when you don't have the power. And what you want to watch for is that you're not leaning over like that to move the weight. You want to hold your body rigid. We're making your core work overtime. I think this is the last one, or maybe I was counting wrong. Okay, let's go for side 2. So we're going to start in the middle, go up and rotate. 2, 3, 4. And the heavier your weight, the more you're going to want to do that. Don't do it. Make the side of your body do the work. 6. 2 more. 7. And 8. Nice. Okay. Ooh, front lunge to curtsy lunge. Am I right? Yes. Forward lunge to curtsy lunge. Just a second, thought I was reading off the wrong thing. So let's go forward. And curtsy. 8 on each side. 2. 3 right now. I can't tell if my shoulders are more tired or if my legs are more tired. A little shaky. 6. 7. 8. I call this a little bit of safety when you're walking on ice. Here we go. Curtsy lunges save the day. 2. 3. 4, getting very shaky. 5. 3 more. Shake your hips out, grab a drink if you need it. Check in with your shoulders after doing our presses. Maybe 15 more seconds. Find your lightweight. And let's get set up. So you're resting your arm on something, nice and strong position. Hacking your arm into your shoulder socket. We'll go up with your thumb, out with your pinky, back with your whole palm. Straight arm up, out, palm back. And back. If you're starting to lose that connection with your back muscles, it could be because you're tired. It could be because you need to pay a little more attention to it. I think I just caught myself. Let's do 2 more sets. Pinky, arm back. The back of your shoulders, area around your shoulder blades should be getting pretty tired. Switching sides. Facing this way so I can watch. Arms locked out straight, pack that arm in the shoulder, and this lift. 2, 3. Thumb up, pinky out, palm back. Thumb up, out. Thumb, pinky. Pinky. 2 more sets. Thumb up, pinky out, palm back. Last one, up, pinky side, palm back. Good work. Have a seat. Because I have one right here. Roll your shoulders. Let's just take your arm across. I don't know if you can hear what's going on in the background, but they're finally plowing our walkway. We had 4-foot drifts blocking the walkway out to the parking lot. Kind of glad I don't have a dog now to walk. It would be really hard to get her out in 4-foot drifts. Oh. And 2 foot of snow packed against our front door. Switch sides. And let's reach palm down the middle of your back, stretching your triceps. And we'll switch sides. And then roll your shoulders, shimmy them out. Let's bring your hands onto your knees. Let's drop one shoulder down Give those back muscles a nice big stretch. We're gonna hold it maybe 20 more seconds. And switch sides. Pressing the shoulder down. And coming up, let's stick your legs out straight. Reach for the toes on one side. And let's bring our hands up and over and reach for the other side. Let's come down on the floor. I'm just going to move the bench out of the way. Come onto hands and knees. And make some big hip circles. And go around the other way. Now we're going to step one leg back and cross the other foot under. And then slide that straight leg back a little bit more. And we can shift your weight right and left. You're getting a stretch through the groin, through the hip, maybe through the hip flexor also. So we're going to hang out here for just a little while. So you can be more upright and try to get your body weight more over your hips to open up the front of your hip and your glutes and those deeper muscles. Or you can fold all the way down and get maybe more of a stretch in your back. But if you're rocking side to side, you're going to feel where you need that stretch. $15 more seconds here. Excuse me. And let's slowly come up, rearrange ourselves, stretch one leg back, cross the other leg under, and stretch side two. It always doesn't always surprise me because I know it's going to happen, but it always catches me when I notice how much tighter one side is than the other. So you can rock into this, you can shift into it. It's not a yoga class where we're going to be very picky about where your foot is and how your knee is bent. Oh, let's bring your elbows down and we'll hold it here for another 15 seconds. Let your head, neck, and shoulders relax as best you can. And then rock onto that hip and come to a seated position. We're going to cross one ankle over the opposite knee. And sitting up nice and tall, you're going to try to pull your heel in towards your bottom. Or if you can lift yourself up, you can move your hips towards your heel. I want you to keep that spine in a nice long position. Push your knee away. And if it feels good, shift side to side. It can be a small movement, it can be a big movement. This is your stretch. So you can make it as big or as small or as stretched out as you need, depending on what your hips and knees are feeling right now. So play around with it. The closer your heel is to your hip, the deeper that stretch is going to go into your hips. And let's switch sides. Take the ankle, make sure you're still sitting up tall, slide that heel in, maybe lift yourself up and move your hips towards your heel. And breathe, don't forget to breathe. Sometimes when we feel tightness, we hold our breath. Breathe into it and see if you can relax those muscles. And we'll stay here about 15 more seconds, stay lifted. Good. Let's bring that foot down, come out of that. We'll do a quick quad stretch. So we're going to be on our side. You can be all the way down or up on your elbow, it doesn't matter. Keep your legs and your knees right next to each other, and then pull your knee back and push your push your foot into your hand. So you don't want to have your knee up here. You want to keep it right back there. And let's roll over to the other side. We did a lot of lunges today. You guys are awesome. Maybe let's try to tackle this slightly differently. Let's come up into half kneeling. With your foot stretched out a little bit farther than we usually do. Squeeze the booty, press forward, reach up and lift, stretch through the obliques. Keep squeezing, pressing through front of your hip. And then let's back out of it and slide that heel forward. And stretch out that hamstring, back of your leg. Point your toe down. So we're going to stretch up the front of your shin as well. And in 5 seconds, we will switch sides. 3, 2, 1. And over. Coming into this, squeeze the booty of the down leg, press it forward. Get a nice stretch on the front of your hip. Lift and reach. And then let's back out of it. Bring your arm down, slide that front heel forward, straighten the leg. So toes are up, you can reach for your toes if you want. You can just keep your hands here, down on the floor, on a piece of furniture if you're struggling with balance. And then we're gonna point our toes down so we get the stretch across the front of your ankle, front of your shin. And 10 more seconds. Out of it. Nice work today. You have a few days to get over being sore. And I'll see you on Tuesday. And we'll see how much snow is outside. I think these atmospheric rivers are mind-boggling how much we're gonna get. So stay warm, stay dry, not too warm, Alex. And I'll see you next week.